Is, are you ready for some football? It's the Tennessee Titans and the Minnesota Vikings, and it comes your way next.
Here in the north, the Yaller horn is about to sound and send two teams to battle here at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Welcome in, football fans. Thanks for joining us. Kate Scott, Brock Hewitt here with you, and Brock, on paper, it's not quite the competitive contest that everyone hopes for each week, but projections have us heavily tilted towards one sideline here.
One thing that is cool, Kate, it's been really easy to rally together this week for this team because nothing will unite a football roster, in my experience, than having the whole world against you. Heck, even your own fans at home against you. They don't care if nobody thinks they've got a shot. Those dudes playing today, putting that uniform on, they believe they can do this, and the power of that belief is a big deal.
Nick Folk ready to do the honors. And we're off from U.S. Bank Stadium. It's Brandon Powell with the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And we'll take a glance at their seventh-year QB.
If we had asked Sam Darnold, coming out of USC as the third overall pick in the draft, to write the story of his career, I don't think he would have written some of these chapters. But in the end, it makes you tougher. It makes you grittier. And playing quarterback in the NFL is a lot about that. Your ability to just withstand adversity and to continue to get up time after time after time. And Sam Darnold has shown that kind of perseverance.
Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
2nd and 13. He throws a bullet deep to the right side.
Well, that window was open down the field, but this league is so fast, and these defenders, well, they closed the gap before that throw could arrive.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Motioning left is their running back. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. So that play doesn't work out, but things make it even worse for them. Looks like one of their big guys out front is in need of a look from the training staff. Now we'll see Ryan Wright come on for the Vikings to punt this away on 4th. Collects this at the 32. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So here come the Titans now to get their first drive of the game. And they'll be led out by a quarterback who entered our league back in 2018 out of Oklahoma State, Mason Rudolph.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
Good starting field position for the Titans. They've got it, 1st and 10. They're going play action. That's going to be caught, Tony Pollard. And he'll get it up to the 44.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
From the 44 here on 2nd down. Boyd hauls it in. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Looking for a throw here. Caught by Westbrook-Akine. And he works this to the 38 before going down. It's a gain of 22. And that'll be a Tennessee first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
New set of downs for him at the 38. He'll throw it yet again. He'll get this complete to Westbrook-Akine. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. That was Stephon Gilmore stopping that play.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 32. He's got it in the red zone. Has room into the secondary. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Motioning one of the tight ends. Pollard hits the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee! The Titans get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. For the offense, you gotta love it, Brock. Points to begin the game as he runs it in for an opening drive touchdown.
And you've got one very happy running back right over there on the sideline right now. These backs, they do feel the pressure to find the end zone every single week. It's not easy to do, but to do it this early and get out of the way, big time.
Nick Folk now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Titans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. Powell now to return. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Minnesota all set to go for its 2nd drive. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. First and 10 now from the 30. Now a give up the middle to Jones. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
They'll send him over right. Going to the ground again on 1st. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Jones once more. Open space inside the 40. And he's going to be taken down at the 28. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, but you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
All set up now for 1st and 10. They're giving it to Jones on the option. He's got to gain a 6 there. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Darnold looking to throw. This one's to Hawkinson outright. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. 7-0 is our score. More from US Bank Stadium after the break. It's Vikings ball as we return for the 2nd, and they've got to be thinking points here. 1st and 10, here's Jones. And he'll bring it to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. It's an Aaron Jones touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
Now it's Will Reichert on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Vikings tie this game 7-7. Here's Reichert set to kick this away. Julius Chestnut to return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So Tennessee headed out for its 2nd drive of the game. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. They've got 1st down from the 31. They go play action here. Okonkwo brings it in. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage, he gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
They give to Pollard on the option. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. That tackle made by Blake Cashman. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Has him on the quick hitter. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Dropping back to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Throwing off the play fake here. Brought in along the sideline. No gain on the play, but an impressive catch all the same. Looking for the back that time. And it's going to be 2nd down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
To the air, 3rd and long. Finally lets this one go deep. This is caught inside the 15. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. The throw is caught. And that's a Tennessee touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even in early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
Folk on now to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Titans break that tie and now lead by 7. It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. Powell now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Vikings and Aaron Jones headed back out there on offense. It's a touchdown ball game right now, Brock. 14-7 as they start this possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Minneapolis. It's the Vikings with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That one doesn't find its man, incomplete. Jordan Addison, the intended target. So that brings up second down.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
Back to the air on second down. Grabbed by Jordan Addison. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
And they bring him down around the 34.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
2nd and 3 now. From the 34. Has his man. It's Addison. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They'll come up 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Complete out to the right side. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Catch is made it close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. Minnesota spends its second time out here. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Jones will not challenge for the end zone. He loses a bunch here.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
Offense in the hurry up here. From the gun on 3rd down. Chased out to his right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. So the Vikings will try a field goal on 4th down. Will Reichert headed out. It's a 34-yarder from that right hash. Smith able to put it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here. But they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Throwing it just before halftime. He lofts it deep left. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. So halftime has to wait one more snap. That pass interference call means we've got an untimed down coming up. The kick by Gano is good. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7. Well, that's the halfway point, and the visiting Titans taking a nice little lead to intermission. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. It was a strong first half for running back Tony Pollard. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. On the return, here comes Tajay Spears. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here's the Tennessee offense getting ready to start our third quarter. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Into the hands of Okonkwo. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 31. Dumps it off to his running back. And this one does not go far.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Back to throw. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And 4th and 4 coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
The Titans sending out Ryan Stonehouse now on 4th down to in turn send a punt away. Pulled in at the 20. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Vikings and this running back headed back out for a new series. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones gets it. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
2nd down carry for Jones.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Jones reels it in. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds.
Whether they meant to go to him or it was an adjustment on the fly, that's not the read that was going to beat this defense for a first down. That look, well, this crew defensively was prepared for and knew how to keep it short of the marker.
The Vikings getting their punt team out. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. And he's there. Fair catch called for and taken. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Titans will get set to take over. Out come the Titans for another offensive possession. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. This one falls incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. He's dropping back to throw. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts...
Kevin O'Connell not happy with the officials at the moment. The challenge flag is out. So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting both feet down?
Yeah, this is why it's a perfect look. This is why teams scout body control and field awareness for these pass catchers. For moments like this, he did not have much margin for error, and it happens oh so fast.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. They give to Pollard from the gun. That's a 1st and even more past the 40. And he gets it forward all the way to the 44. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Pass play coming here. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. A gain of 27 yards there. And the Titans will have a 1st down.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
Short pass brought in. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Shaq Griffin finishing that play off.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
The give on 2nd to Pollard. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. That tackle made by Blake Cashman.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up 4th. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. Tempting to perhaps take the yards and run 3rd down again, partner, but they decline it. That's going to bring up 4th down. So the Titans left with a 4th down, and we're going to see Nick Folk out for the try. It's on the right hash for this 39-yarder. The kick by Gano is good. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
Well, that's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. Powell now to return. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Vikings back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And they have tried on occasion to ramp up their passing game, but just nothing has worked with consistency yet, Brock. Might be why they trail near the end of this 3rd quarter.
You sure love teams who excel on the ground, right? You love a physical game of football who can hammer at the opponent. But in today's NFL, it's just impossible to win if you don't have a passing component that's balancing it out.
Straight ahead they go with Jones. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Staying on the ground with Jones. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Vikings football. They're down, but not out on the scoreboard. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. To throw, here's Darnold. Hockenson reels it in. And he gets it across midfield and into Titans territory.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
2nd and 4. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But of course we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Throwing here, Darnold. Able to find Jones. Now he's past the 25. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Working quickly here. 1st down from the red zone. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Now Darnold. Has it in close. Offense up to the line fast. Shotgun now on 3rd down. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Vikings make it a 4-point game here in the fourth. It's a T.J. Hockenson touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
That one splits the uprights, and the Vikings cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's Chestnut on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So the Tennessee offense headed out for another series. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Looking to the air here. He'll get this complete to Westbrook-Akine. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in 1 play and keep driving that defense backwards.
1st and 10, looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
He'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. He's back to throw. And they got there in time. He's taken down. Here comes the Titans punting unit. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. His first effort went 47 yards. Brock looks to have a little more into this one. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Back to throw. That's caught in stride by Addison. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it'll bring up a Minnesota 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Setting up to pass. Able to find Hockenson. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
He'll look to throw it. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
Looking to throw it. Has the connection to Jones. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. But that's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Vikings out of the hurry-up need everyone back to the line. Desperation time here on fourth. He finds him beyond the marker. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Minnesota spends its second time out here. Still one more in their pocket to use. Offense to the line for first down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. Here he is to throw. He's on the move. Now here he goes. Now the Vikings use their third and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Second and 6 coming up here. Darnold now to throw. He'll get this to Jefferson.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw it with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Here he is to throw. Escapes out to the left. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Here's Jones. And this one doesn't go far. And they do not get a desperately needed first down. He doesn't make it, and they still trail after the turnover on downs.
These 4th down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock. Lined up in victory formation, and the Titans take a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So it's a win on the road for the Titans. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.